Who's down there? Oh! Oh my God! Go, 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 go.
But yeah, the Yankees won.
I'm hearing some crazy noises over there. Oh, let's go, 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 go! What is that?
Oh my God, dude. Oh my God.
On July 21st, 2025, the YouTube channel Metro on the Move recorded something no camper ever wants to face: a real bear attack in the middle of the night. What started as a normal group camping trip suddenly turned into complete chaos.
Kidding me. Oh my God, dude. I just got attacked by a bear out here. Oh my God, dude. It's got a claw mark in it. Holy. Are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh my God, dude.
Good morning.
Oh my God, dude. Oh my God. That's on my tent, dude. It attacked. Hey! Oh my God.
Paul.
Yeah. Bear attacked my tent.
Early in the morning, one camper woke up and immediately sensed something was wrong. His tent had been torn open, with deep claw marks ripping through the fabric. Clear evidence that a bear had wandered into their campsite while they were sleeping. The video starts right after the attack, with panic in everyone's voices as they step outside, trying to understand what happened and where the bear went. Then someone notices it lurking just beyond the tents in the darkness. The group starts shouting and making as much noise as possible to scare it away without getting too close. But the situation was serious, and the bear had already come far too close for comfort.
Oh my God.
He's right there, just next to you. Behind you. Behind you.
Yes. No running.
No, I'm getting in the light. Oh, there he is.
Good night, bear.
There he is.
Hey! Hey!
Get away.
Go!
This wasn't just a bear passing through. It had already ripped into tents, disturbed their gear, and things could have gone much worse. One of the tents was actually occupied when it happened, which makes it even more unsettling. If the bear had been more aggressive, or if someone had reacted more slowly, the situation could have turned tragic. Thankfully, no one was seriously hurt, but the experience completely shattered any sense of safety. Davy's Dash is a Canadian YouTube channel that focuses on wilderness camping, ultralight backpacking, and solo survival. On June 7th, 2025, Davy went on a solo cowboy camping trip in southern Ontario, bringing only basic gear and planning to sleep under the stars beside a river. At first, the trip was calm and peaceful, just as he expected, but shortly before midnight, he woke up to movement and noticed a man standing just a few feet away, holding two metal pipes.
Do you need my light to help you get out of here?
No.
No? You know how to get out?
Would you mind just giving me a few minutes? I'm still in my sleeping bag.
Why are you in your sleeping bag? You knew there was somebody in a tent here. You knew that. Do you think they're going to feel comfortable falling asleep in the middle?
Well, that's where I was sleeping. Until the homeless man with two steel come walking into my camp about 10 feet away from me while I was sound asleep.
In that moment, the quiet isolation suddenly felt dangerous. With no tent and no one else around, he had no way of knowing what the stranger might do or if anyone else was nearby. Understanding the risk, Davy stayed calm, packed up his gear, and quietly headed deeper into the woods, using his GPS to guide him.
Because I'd be in a hell of a mess. I'd be in a hell of a mess right now. So thankfully I woke up. But where there's one, there's many.
He camped again in a different location, still sleeping out in the open, but much farther away from where he had run into the stranger.
My apologies.
That's fair enough, mate.
My apologies. I will push on.
I already got a hold of RCMP, told them to get over here and deal with it. Because I'm sick of this, mate.
this guy. We'll deal with him later. Right now, let's just get out of here. He's all jibbed up or something. And one thing you can't do is trust a jibber. So let's go. Bear spray on me. Try my spray on me.
Although the rest of the night passed without anything else happening, the encounter left him deeply shaken. What stayed with him wasn't the wilderness around him, but the realization that the most unpredictable danger isn't always nature. Sometimes the real threat comes from another person.
Let's just have a seat. Let's just sit and calm down here for a second. Because I'm not a person that's easy to calm down. Yes, I know. I got my GPS on, tracker on. I know where I was. I know exactly what I did. And I know exactly what I didn't do that I feel like I should have done. But I didn't. So, anyways, let me get this bag off. Oh, sweetheart. No. You're brand new. I don't want scuffs on you this early in the game. Alright, guys. Well, there's the bag. There's the bag. Here's me sitting on a bench in the middle of nothing. Oh, coyotes are howling. Do you hear that? Alright, I need a second. Wow, I don't know if you can see this in the dark. This looks like there's some critters down in here. Look at this. Well, I think this is home for the night. We'll just come out here just a little bit, give them a little bit of space, and I don't know what these lights are here. I don't know if that's a farm or... There's the sleeping setup, and again we have the two tethered together. That might be my use if I need it, but again, we're not out here for that. Anyways, there's the camp set up here in this. I know you can't see nothing, but I came back to the tree that is obviously hibernating some critters. So there's the tree, and well, that's where the critters go, down in there. So we're excited. Let's camp. Still cowboy camping, but now it's... So that incident took place at like 11 o'clock, quarter to 11, and it is now, I don't know what you can see here, almost midnight. So it's time to get a few hours of sleep. Okay. And yeah, so yeah, I've calmed down on that incident. I still, like, inside me, I still think he needs his teeth kicked down his but we've moved on. We're in a better place.
What started as a quiet overnight trip by the river quickly turned into a situation where he had to focus on staying safe. The unsettling footage comes from Cumberland Outdoorsman, a U.S. hunting channel focused on traditional woodland activities in rural Tennessee. On March 6, 2022, he was in a remote forest area with a long river bottom and thick timber during the final weekend of hunting season. Sitting against a tree while squirrel hunting in a place he had known for years, the afternoon seemed completely normal. The wind was calm, the hardwood forest was quiet, and miles of dense cover stretched around him. Everything felt routine until the silence was suddenly broken by a strange, unfamiliar sound.
I heard this really weird howling sound directly ahead of me, probably 200 yards or so away, and it was repeating itself at probably 20 or 30-second intervals.
As an experienced outdoorsman, he quickly realizes the sound doesn't match anything familiar. It isn't a barred owl, screech owl, great horned owl, fox, or coyote, animals he regularly hears in the area. Curious and uneasy, he starts recording the distant howls on his phone, though the sound comes through very faintly.
The sound started back up, the howling started up, only it had moved towards my right down here, but it was a little bit closer. So I decided to turn on my HD camera and record a little bit of that.
He then switches to his HD camera to get a clearer recording. This time, he captures a much more noticeable howl. The sound is longer, deeper, and stronger than what his phone picked up, echoing through the trees and carrying across the forest.
It's like it moved. There, you hear it. Don't know what in the world that is. It sounds weird. I don't know what. I thought it was a coyote, but I'm not real sure. You can hear it.
The clearest howl of the encounter is finally recorded. The sound seems to shift slowly up the ridge on his right, as if whatever made it was moving or changing position. Even after carefully looking through the trees, he never manages to spot where the sound is coming from.
Folks, whatever that is that was howling a while ago, it started up again.
As the night gets darker and the wind starts to pick up, he decides it's best to leave instead of staying there. He doesn't make any big claims about what made the sound, only saying that in all his years hunting in those woods, he's never heard anything like it. He walks about a mile back to his truck in the near darkness. A week later, while scouting the same area for turkeys, he returns and shows the footage to viewers, asking if anyone recognizes the sound. No creature is ever seen, only repeated howls echoing through the remote Tennessee forest, shifting positions, responding to coyotes, and slowly getting closer before everything suddenly goes quiet. Northern Light is a YouTube channel run by Felix S. Aubin, a hunter from Nunavik. His videos show the real side of Inuit life in the Arctic, including hunting, fishing, and surviving in one of the harshest environments on Earth. On September 1st, 2025, Felix was staying in a small cabin in Killinick, one of the most remote places in northern Canada. The night was supposed to be calm, but it quickly turned into a terrifying encounter.
Sophie.
See? Unidentified capilla.
A polar bear had come right up to the cabin wall, leaning its weight against it. Felix could hear the scraping of its claws and every movement of its body just inches away. All he could do was stay still and quiet, hoping the bear would eventually lose interest and leave. By morning, the situation became even more stressful. A second bear, bigger than the first, showed up and started circling the cabin. It stayed nearby for a long time, sniffing around and pacing outside before eventually walking off into the tundra. When Felix finally stepped outside, deep tracks in the frozen ground showed how close the bears had come. The cabin had kept him safe, but the whole experience was a harsh reminder of what living and surviving in the Arctic is really like. The YouTube channel 401 Files usually posts outdoor adventures, survival challenges, and sometimes explores strange or unexplained topics. During one trip into the wilderness, things turned much darker than a normal camping outing. The uploader headed deep into a dense forest, fully prepared to spend the night outside. The campsite was far from roads, houses, or any signs of civilization, making it an isolated and quiet place to camp.
Okay, so it's decision time. Decisions. I've come into this part of the wood now and it's mega dense. Like, I'm talking, there's a tree every 2 foot, kind of dense. And my thought process right now is tonight in here is going to be extremely dark. And if shit hits the fan, for whatever reason, I'm going to have to make my way out of these woods, which is going to be nigh on impossible. So, alternative 2 is I find another part of the wood where the trees are more widely spread apart, but then I've got the thing of I can see all around me 360 degrees for quite a distance, which is equally as scary in my opinion. But I've got all these little sticks to create the perimeter. I've got my fire there, my bike obviously, so I'm going to be sleeping here next to the fire, not too close though obviously, because I've got an inflatable mattress and I don't want that to blow up. One lesson that I've always learned really helps is keep your firewood close to where you're sleeping, because the last thing you want to do is be getting up through the night when it's dark to try and put more fire on the more wood on the fire. And yeah, that's pretty much me. I'll give you another angle.
After setting up camp, the forest was full of normal sounds like birds calling, leaves moving in the wind, and distant animals. But once the sun went down, everything suddenly became quiet and the calm feeling started to fade. Soon, faint noises began coming from the distance, a twig snapping or bushes moving just beyond the trees. At first, it seemed like small animals, but the sounds slowly became clearer and more deliberate. Something was out there and it was moving closer. Then suddenly, a scream echoed through the forest. It didn't sound like an owl or a fox. It was much deeper.
I need to think of all the animals that could potentially be living in the same area as me, walking about, doing their own thing, so then I just don't jump to paranormal or mysterious type things. So yeah, that's always something to be wary about, is who else is living in this wood other than me. But yeah, I'll keep you posted. It's going to be dark soon, maybe within the next hour and a half, 2 hours. So
The scream sounded disturbingly human, but something about it felt wrong, sending chills down his spine. He grabbed a flashlight and scanned the trees, but saw nothing except still silhouettes and darkness. A few minutes later, the scream echoed through the forest again. Instead of investigating, he chose to stay inside the tent, hoping the thin fabric would offer some sense of safety. Hours passed before another sound appeared, something moving right outside the tent. Some people think it might have been an animal capable of imitating human sounds, while others believe it could be something more sinister, possibly connected to local legends about strange figures in the forest. What do you think? Paul had been hiking the Pacific Crest Trail for months, documenting each day of the journey for his viewers. Most of his videos show what you'd expect from a long-distance trekker: quiet forests, challenging climbs, and small moments that make the journey worthwhile. But on day 104, something happened that took him off the trail and shifted the mood of the entire trip. That morning began with him mentioning the heavy clouds hanging low over the landscape.
Clinging to the lower ground. Because I'm quite low myself, I can't show you properly, but it's kind of like a big, thick, heavy cloud inversion. It looks really, really nice, just keep getting glimpses of it. And there's moisture just dripping off everything, off all the trees and all the plants. I know it wouldn't have been very nice to be out in it last night. I did see a few people I know that had been posting on Instagram that they were caught up in it. Someone's been busy there, making a pinecone heart.
Not long after starting, he noticed a heart shape made from pine cones on the ground, one of those small trail messages hikers sometimes leave behind for others who pass by.
Volcanic feature, I'm going to guess it's either a sill or a dike. I can't remember the difference between them. But just through here on some of the rocks, there seems to be a big pile of, it kind of looks like trash, but it also looks like it could be a sleeping bag. And I can't see anyone there. It's just a little bit strange, so I'm just going to have a wander in and make sure that there's nothing nasty going on. Hello? Oh my goodness me. Oh no. Oh no. I'm not sure if I've just found a body or not.
A short distance off the trail near a volcanic rock formation, he noticed something lying on the ground. At first, it looked like an abandoned sleeping bag or a pile of gear, which isn't too unusual on a busy hiking route. But as he moved closer, the scene started to feel unsettling. A backpack, trekking poles, and a tent were scattered around in a way that didn't seem normal. Then he thought he saw what looked like a human leg. As he turned to leave, he noticed a skull nearby. That's when Paul realized he had come across human remains just off the main trail.
I've just found somebody's remains at the side of the trail. And when I say the side of the trail, kind of like off that side of the trail, maybe 50 feet or so. I thought it was a pile of trash to start with, and I thought I would just go and investigate. When I got closer to it, it became obvious that it was the remains of a hiker. There was a backpack there, a sun umbrella, some trekking poles, and then I spotted the leg bones completely stripped. The tent was there, you know, all the sort of stuff you would associate with a through hiker. There was a couple behind me, Adam and Jennifer, thank goodness. They helped me out, and Adam called 911. He had a little bit of service. and there's some deputies coming out to meet us.
Investigators later estimated the remains had likely been there for roughly a year. What made the case even stranger was that no recent missing person reports matched the discovery. Out of respect, Paul stopped filming after realizing what he had found, but the experience clearly stayed with him. On October 22nd, 2025, the YouTube channel Jasco, known for overnight camping challenges and paranormal exploration, uploaded a video filmed in Star Hill Forest outside New York. In the video, Jasco and his friend Chris return to a wooded area connected to old cemeteries and creepy local legends. What starts as a simple overnight challenge soon gives the feeling that the forest might not be as empty as it looks.
There was a serial killer that used to roam this forest and bury his victims all throughout the forest as well as this cemetery. In the cemetery, it is also rumored to be haunted by this sort of white-faced demon, and people claim that you look it in its face, that it will scar you for life. There was once a woman who looked at this demon face to face, and she cannot talk to this day. So we're gonna go in there. Chris,
What was that?
why did all of the lights by the tombstones shut off?
That's actually.
Actually, guys, there's these little lamps right here. They're scattered all throughout the cemetery. I swear to God, when we got here, hold on. Actually, I just posted this on my Instagram story. Look at this. If you look in the cemetery, the lights are on.
What's concerning?
Jasco and Chris arrive at Star Hill Forest as night is falling. The place is quiet, surrounded by trees and old graves hidden in the darkness. Jasco talks about the history of the area, including stories of violence and strange events. As they walk through the cemetery, they start noticing small but unsettling things. Solar lights on some of the graves suddenly turn off as they get closer, making the forest feel strangely active even though nothing can actually be seen.
What's that like light green thing over there? You see
Yeah, I
it?
see that. I don't like that.
I'll take a
That's
picture.
very close.
I'm gonna zoom in on that. What is that? It looks like a tent. Look at my phone.
Yeah,
It's a tent, I think.
someone's camping over there?
No way.
That's a tent, you're right.
Checking.
Check it? No, I don't think I want to.
As they move deeper into the woods, they spot something strange in the distance, a light-colored tent sitting between the trees. Neither of them recognizes it, and they decide not to go closer. Not long after, they start hearing footsteps crunching through the dry leaves nearby.
We spoke to some people nearby, the gas stations and stuff, and a lot of people said never go back there because there were rumors of some dark practices that occurred back here. This is apparently the area where that girl seen the white-faced demon that had her basically unable to speak to this day. I hear like walking in the leaves, like the...
Yeah, crunching. Someone out here? Hello?
Wait.
Yeah, I heard that. Poor timing.
Hello? Listen, we don't want to go too far. We're just kind of curious to see who or what's out here. It is so chilling. It's so quiet.
Hello?
Whoa! That sounded like a girl's voice.
Hello, you okay?
Do you need help?
It's up to you, bro.
All right, how about this? I have an idea, Chris.
Okay.
Before we make it back to the cemetery, prove to us that you're here, turn the lights back on in the cemetery. At least one of them.
I just saw a red light flash over there. What the is that?
Wait, what?
Sorry, I'm looking over my shoulder. I just saw a red light flash over there.
I see it.
See it? Isn't that crazy?
Thank you. Can you tell me, were you by the serial? Okay, so she hates you.
Oh, whoa. What the is that?
What is that? Chris, do you see it?
Yeah, what is that?
Who's down there? Oh! Oh my God! Go.
The noises were so near that it seemed obvious someone else was in the area. Then they spotted a red flashing light deeper among the trees, followed by a deep growling sound. That was enough for them to quickly head back to their truck. 2 days later, they returned, but this time they chose a different spot nearby to camp.
We drove by there the other night when we first came here, and there was people there. So, curious. Let's go take a look.
Can't see a single thing.
Oh my God.
Probably a good night to look at the stars.
Someone had a fire here recently.
Okay.
100%, because it's still, brother, it's still lit. I mean, you guys could see that. This is very recent. People are clearly here drinking. About a year and a half ago, we had our tent set up here and we left to go film in the forest. We came back and our tents were completely destroyed. Like someone cut them up with knives.
They come across a fire pit that's still warm, with a bit of smoke hanging in the air, making it clear someone had been there recently. Jasko then shows a clip from a previous trip to the same forest. During that earlier visit, their tent had been cut open while they were gone, which makes the current situation feel a lot more unsettling.
Crazy,
A shadow?
Literally in the straight back. It was a person, bro. It literally looked like a person just ran by the trees, like almost like a slow motion run. True.
Choking.
If we have to pee, just make sure we come right here.
Ooh.
Hello?
Ooh, boy.
Bro, what could have fallen from a tree besides leaves? That was heavy.
Hold power.
Someone just threw something.
I was gonna say we sleep here tonight. I still think that's the case, because apparition.
That's what I just saw.
Bro,
I literally
apparition
just saw
is
something
crazy.
run by the trees. What's that?
Whoa.
Ghost.
You don't scare us.
Oh, yeah. What scares me? A little bit.
Right here.
No. I don't want to.
Okay. I'm hearing some crazy noises over there. Whoa. Oh, let's go, 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 go. What is that?
As time passes, even more strange things start happening. Chris suddenly notices a dark shape darting between the trees. Not long after, a loud metallic noise echoes through the forest. Feeling uneasy, they decide to leave the area again and regroup. Later, they head over to the ruins of an old foundation known as the Doctor's House.
Again, bro. Okay, guys, I have tried every single battery that I have for my night vision camera. Every single battery was at 100%. None of them are working. Like, none of these batteries are working. It's not a camera thing, because we used this literally yesterday.
Yeah. I don't know what's going on.
Oh, man. It's slippery, careful.
Oh, what the fuck?
On, brother, my camera's being and now this?
Hello?
So that one time we were here, there was like a massive old luggage here, so moldy and nasty.
Yeah.
And inside was like a bunch of weird personal belongings and dolls and shit.
What is that?
That's crazy. That is crazy. Look at that. What's up? Ugh, ew. Look in there.
Okay.
Oh my God. What happened in this house? What is the residual haunting? Can you tell us?
To cause madness.
Marked. Yo, yo.
Hello? Bro, the truck's not far. We gotta go, we gotta go.
Thomas.
Thomas, was that you in one of the photos? Was that your car?
Stop. Sickness.
Sickness, of course, the doctor.
While recording, the batteries in all their night vision cameras suddenly die, even though they were fully charged earlier. On the ground nearby, they discover old black and white photos and an abandoned hat. When they use a spirit box app, they start hearing words connected to illness and violence. At the same moment, their truck alarm suddenly starts going off, suggesting someone might be near the vehicle.
I just don't know enough about baseball.
But, yeah, the Yankees won.
Hold up.
What? Oh my God,
Hold up. Bro, I'm starting to think there might actually be like somebody out here.
Who would be crazy enough to be out here?
Oh, I know that sounds dumb, but...
As night settles in, they sit by the fire and talk while camping. But something unexpected happens that makes them feel uneasy and increases the tension. To stay safe, they decide to spend the night sleeping inside the truck.
Just there's talking. Someone's talking. I hear talking outside the truck. I was kind of awake. I just opened my eyes. Because I swear it sounded like people were talking outside, and then I heard a whistle. And then I heard more.
Their sleep doesn't last long. Strange noises wake them up, and soon they notice flashlights moving through the trees near the truck. The light keeps pointing in their direction and doesn't stop, even when they react to it.
Jazz, wake up. Jazz, please. Bro, there's a There's a light. There's something over there. Look. There's a light right there. Actually, a light. There's like a flashlight or something right in front of us.
Where is it? It's off now. Do you think there's someone out there?
That looked like someone holding a flashlight, like looking at us, just standing there. So do it. It literally looked like there was a flashlight. Like someone was like pacing back and forth. It was the weirdest thing.
As well.
Yo, look. Dude, it just flashed again. Someone just flashed right there. I'm telling you.
Oh. Yeah.
Okay, see it?
Yeah,
That's
I
what
see
I'm
it.
saying. It's right there. I don't know what to do.
Can we help you? He's just ignoring us.
I don't
know. Like I can say for full certainty, there's something weird going on in this forest. Like
that was a way.
That was a. Okay. Well, this is the only way out. I'm just gonna floor it. Whatever the happens, happens.
Suddenly, a gunshot rings out through the forest. Realizing the danger, Jasko quickly drives away from the area. As they leave, it starts to feel like someone might have been following them. Many viewers think the voices, lights, and the gunshot suggest human activity rather than anything paranormal, which leads to a disturbing thought. How long had someone been watching before Jasko and Chris realized they weren't alone? On Father's Day in 2022, a stealth camper from the YouTube channel Outdoor Adventures and Gear headed into a hidden woodland area for a quiet overnight stay. What was meant to be a peaceful night soon turned into a quick getaway. He already had a bag packed for trips like this, so when the chance came up, he took it and drove to a remote location. After parking his vehicle in a way that made it look broken down so no one would bother it, he walked into the woods. There, he chose a well-concealed campsite with a clear view around it so he could notice anyone approaching. The spot seemed perfect. Open skies above and far from people. He set up his guide gear tent, laid out his military bivvy, and arranged a small fire area. Everything was going smoothly until he suddenly heard something that changed the situation.
Alright guys, I'm hearing a noise, so we're gonna see what it is. There's a chance I could be busted, but I'll come back. You can't see me, but I heard a bunch of noise way up on my car. And I don't know what it was. I very much doubt any might be looking for me where I'm at. But there's a chance I might be wrapping this up just because if there's some good old boys out there drinking or something having a good time, I don't want to mess with my car. So I don't know if I'm going to stay. I might wrap this up in about an hour. I'm hearing too much noise out there, and I'm telling you, I might just get my butt out of here. Alright guys, sometimes when you stay at a place, you gotta know when it's time to get out. I'm hearing too much noise, too much crap, and I'm getting out of here. I don't know if they're good old boys. I don't know what it is. Too much noise. I'm getting in my car. I'm gonna get out. It is truly a shame I didn't get to stay, because man, this is a beautiful spot. But sometimes, guys, you gotta play it smart. Okay? Safety first. Remember that. Respect nature second. I'm getting out. Too many warning signs. But don't worry, I got more stealth adventures ready to go. And some of them my wife dropped me off so I can go deep. But right now, safety's priority, let's go. See that lake at night, guys, it's beautiful. Really beautiful. I'm getting closer to my car. So I'm gonna turn this off. But then I'm going to leave it on. Make sure everything's copacetic if I'm on a ride. At least every video. I'll put the video on now. Make sure everything stays up to say, but I won't be saying anything more.
Hearing several vehicles on a remote gravel road, along with loud shouting and screaming nearby, was enough to raise serious concern. With all of it happening so close to his hidden campsite, he knew it wasn't something to ignore. His message to other stealth campers is simple: put safety first. If something feels wrong, it's better to leave. Your safety isn't worth the risk. When a property owner arrived at his remote cabin on High Knob Road, he found an unfamiliar truck parked in his driveway. At first, it seemed like a misunderstanding, but the situation quickly became more unsettling when the stranger refused to leave. The owner walked up to the vehicle and saw a man nearby, telling him right away that he was on private property and that the Hardy County Sheriff had already been called. The man's response, however, was deeply unsettling.
It's nothing to be concerned about because I've already been talking to surveyors. I own this property. I can show you rightfully right now. You could call the police.
Okay, I'm going to. Because you're on my land. I paid to have this driveway put in. This is all being recorded, by the way.
You're wrong.
I had the survey when I bought it.
You half spoke there. Are you recording?
Yes.
You want to put that away, we can talk.
I don't trust anybody because right now there's no one else here but me and you.
The stranger, whom the property owner later referred to as Mark, had parked his truck on the property and made it clear he had no plans to move it.
I've come to my property. I've been notified that someone's been trespassing. I come here. I have a trespasser. He's telling me that this is his property. He's using my driveway to, my cabin is located close to the line. It's been here for umpteen years now. He's using my driveway to access his. I've asked him to leave. He's told me, no, this is his property. And I need to get someone out here to help settle this and to have him removed. His name is Mark. Also, I have a GoPro on me. Am I allowed to be recording on my property? Okay, because he's telling me to turn it off. I'm just for my own safety. Okay. Okay, that's fine. At least for the record, I've asked. That's I do not know. In my vehicle, I always bring it up here just because of bears and stuff. There's a 20 gauge in my vehicle. It's unloaded. But I was bringing it just for safety of bears because there is bears are a nuisance here. But no officers in any risk with me at all. Consider me unarmed. Unarmed. It is. It's in the back. Breech is open. I have utmost respect for police. I am of absolutely no threat. No, he appears to be on his property, but he's using my driveway to access his, and he's parked on mine. And I just want him out of here because I'm getting ready to put up a gate, and once I put up a gate on my property, he's not going to be able to leave. No, there's no right of way. Well, he does. His property joins mine. His property joins mine. But where the line is, when I initially purchased this, he's parked on mine. I don't believe he's camping on mine, but I do need his truck out of here because I'm putting up a gate on my driveway and he's not going to be able to leave.
According to the property owner, when the sheriff's deputies finally made the long drive out to the remote cabin, the truth eventually came out. After about 20 minutes of talking with them, the stranger admitted the land wasn't his and that his truck didn't belong there. He had been lying the whole time. He explained that it was simply more convenient for him to park there. But when the deputies checked, the truck started without any problems. After the man left, the owner quickly installed a cable across the driveway to stop anyone else from entering. What stayed on his mind afterward was a disturbing thought. What might have happened if he hadn't been recording the entire encounter? Katie Romes was setting up camp in a remote forest around 7 p.m. with only a few hours of daylight left. What began as a quiet solo camping trip soon turned into a terrifying situation. After taking a quick swim in a nearby lake, she started looking for a place to camp. The areas close to the water were either too muddy or full of mosquitoes, so she moved farther into the woods. Eventually, she found a flat, moss-covered spot and started pitching her tent. Everything felt ideal for a quiet and comfortable night in the woods, but around 11 p.m., something suddenly changed.
I think I'm gonna head to bed. Definitely gonna need some earplugs because there are some idiots in the forest right now playing trance music at almost 10 o'clock. Well, it is currently around midnight right now. I've just packed up my bag and my tent because I don't know if you can hear that, but the music is really loud. I don't feel safe here, so I'm gonna head back to the car now. I'll see you there. Well, I am back at the car. It is around 12:30, pushing on 1 a.m. right now. I'm really disappointed that I had to leave, but safety wise, I'm very glad that I made the decision to leave. I do try and post 3 times a week and things do go wrong sometimes, and I am going to show you because it is the reality of being a solo traveller or just being a solo camper and things like that. Things do go wrong and there's no support system out there. So it is okay to leave if you don't feel safe. If the energy isn't right, just leave. It's not hard. Just pack up and go. I walked straight past them. I did not acknowledge them. I was like, head down, and off I went. I didn't want anything to do with it, so I just left.
For people camping alone, especially women, there's nothing wrong with leaving if a situation starts to feel unsafe. The isolation that makes the wilderness so appealing can also become risky when unfamiliar people appear. Katie listened to her instincts and chose to leave, a decision that may have prevented a much more serious situation. She returned home safely that night. Her experience is a reminder that if something feels off, it's better to trust your intuition and walk away. No camping trip is worth risking your personal safety. The video comes from a channel called Canham's Outdoors. The creator, known for frequently documenting camping trips, decided to try something different by spending the night at an abandoned campsite. What seemed like an interesting change of pace would soon prove to be a serious mistake.
Let's see if this dough's ready. It looks a bit too, I think I put too much water with it. Looks more like sort of pizza dough. Right. Will this work or will it not?
At one point, it begins to sound as though something or someone is moving around him. The strange noises that follow don't resemble normal human sounds, adding to the unsettling atmosphere.
Little flatbread. Covered in honey and butter. Nice. A lovely bit of flatbread. Cooked perfectly. Just a job. I can hear something. I don't know what it is. If it's a badger or really spooky. I
catch you in a bit. Right guys, I've just finished all that bread. Oh, that's delicious. Just made myself a nice hot chocolate. Looking forward to that. Yeah, so spooky out. Keep hearing things. When I walked in here, I could hear a woman sort of talking in the bushes. And I'd sort of look round and couldn't see no one. It's really weird. I just heard a big commotion right over there, probably 20 metres away. Don't know what it was. Just don't feel right. Every now and again I hear noise. Just don't feel right to me. Yeah, I think we're going to pack her up and get out of here. Drink my hot chocolate and get out of here, I think. It's not right. It's happened to me before. Yeah, once before, I just didn't feel right. Felt like someone was sort of watching me, so I just packed up and got out of there. It's such a spooky place as well, this is. It's so dark in here as well. It's so dark, and there's not even that many trees around.
In the end, he chose to leave, which turned out to be the safest decision. When the feeling of being watched or sensing that something isn't right becomes overwhelming, it's often best to listen to that instinct. Situations in isolated places can change quickly, and trusting one's judgment can make the difference between staying safe and facing unnecessary danger. Moxley, a solo camper, decided to spend a night in a forest locals said was too haunted to camp in. As darkness fell, the place began to live up to its reputation. Many campers before him had left in the middle of the night after hearing strange voices and footsteps around their tents. Some reported laughter echoing through the trees, while others felt like they were being watched. While setting up his camp, Moxley began to feel uneasy.
Where that? Sounds like a dog. Sounds like it's in the distance, to be fair. This light seems to be playing with the camera light. That's odd. Don't usually do that. Well, let's turn that off for now anyway.
After setting up his tent, and as night started to fall, he decided to try an investigation using a spirit communication device.
Right, so I'm just sat here, and I just heard, I'm not too sure if it was an animal or something, but it was just like the weirdest noise ever. I was literally just chilling, having my cup of coffee. Oh, just finishing it off, shall I say. So, let's go for a little walk. Let's pull the spirit talker out for a few minutes. Let's see if we can get any sort of responses. So if there's anybody here, like the reports say, and you like to scare people out, you like to come around people's campsites, run around the tent, laughing. If you are with us, I've got a device in my hand, you should be able to speak to me through it. Can you tell me who you are?
We enjoy the company.
We enjoy the company. So why do you like to scare people? It's not even that late yet. I don't even think
I
it's...
worked here.
You worked here? What sort of work did you do?
Goodbye, friend.
Goodbye, friend.
Tear.
Tear. Do you want to come and show yourself to me here tonight? Come and do what you do to other people out here. Come. I think it's just wind that.
Evil.
Evil. That actually scared the life out of me then. I thought somebody was poking on the back of the tent like... That'd have been a quick video, wouldn't it?
He went back outside to try the communication device again, and this time the responses seemed much clearer and more direct.
Home.
Home. See, oh, they had something that suggested, like, I lived here, so
Go further.
don't go further. Are you warning me not to go? Bones. Why should I not go any further? What are you trying to warn me from?
Building.
Building? You try to build your energy? Is that what you're doing? Building some energy?
Almost.
Almost, okay.
Scarlet.
Scarlett, was this your home? Did you live here?
Forest.
Forest? Yes, I'm in a forest.
I've been watching you.
Okay. Okay.
Around 1 a.m., he chose to rest for about an hour before planning another investigation at 3 a.m., a time many believe paranormal activity is strongest. He managed to fall asleep for a bit, but something suddenly woke him up.
So it's just gone 3:10 in the morning. I dozed off. I think I've only had about an hour and a bit. I woke up because I thought I could hear talking, like two people having a full-on conversation. I don't know if it was wildlife, because I was asleep and I was just wake. It stirred me. As I was waking up, I thought, is that somebody speaking outside? So I've opened the tent, had a quick look around, but I can't see no one. I can't say it was somebody 100%. It could have just been like the ducks, something over at the lake. Well, did it startle me? Of course it did. So I think with that, it's time to get another cup of coffee on the go. As you can hear, it is starting to come down pretty hard. Come and speak to me. I've not really heard what people are hearing out here. I've heard a few little bits, but nothing that'll scare me out. Been here all night on my own. Frank. Come on, come and speak to me. Come and try and scare me out of this forest. Make me want to leave. Because as it stands, I feel quite peaceful here. Rush towards me. Show yourself. Manifest yourself. Lillian. Did I get Lillian before? I think I could have. Can you come and show yourself? It'll be light soon. Come over to my tent.
Cave.
That's interesting.
Many lives were lost.
Many lives were lost. Caves. Supposedly there was caves here, but they've been filled in since.
Harmony.
Many lives lost. Harmony. So could there have been people that lost their lives in the caves, and that's why they don't want people to come out here camping and so on. Interesting.
By 4:25 a.m., the rain had eased, and the first light of morning was appearing. He had made it through the entire night. During those hours, he felt like something was watching him and heard strange noises, footsteps, voices, and something large running past in the darkness. Yet, unlike others who had left in fear, he stayed until sunrise. The forest that most people refused to camp in alone had finally met someone who chose to remain, no matter what might have been moving through the trees. This video was posted on the YouTube channel Trent Weldy Outdoors. In November 2020, he went on a camping trip to a remote spot in Florida that's known for having the state's only dam. He arrived after dark and had trouble finding a good place to camp, so he eventually parked near the dam and decided to spend the night sleeping in his car.
Hi, we're out here again at a undisclosed location. We're got the fire going, got some charcoal, a little bit of charcoal in there as well. Gonna grill up a couple burgers real quick. Hopefully they come out pretty good. Put some Worcestershire and some Everglades on them, and it should be pretty jam up. Probably gonna make some mashed potatoes as well, and chow down. And then we'll. So we got here kind of late. It was dark. We're having a little trouble finding a good spot, and then we found this one, got this fire going, and we'll catch up with you guys, I guess, a little bit later. Maybe take a look at the burgers when they're done. You can't really see it at all. So this is the dam. Only dam I know of in Florida. It's pretty wild. Can't see anything. I did forget, hopefully you can hear me, I did forget to film the burgers. We had bacon cheeseburgers, and they're pretty phenomenal actually. They're really good. But made up that quick fire, grilled up the burgers on some foil and some bacon, lettuce, tomato, and all that, and they're pretty good. We'll catch up with y'all in a bit. So here's the other side of the dam, the high side. You can see all the wood. I don't know if you can see it, but this is all wood right here. Just all like river, you know, washed wood. And then out there is all lily pads. It's pretty hard to see, I guess, but it's pretty wild. So I don't know how well you can see it, but there's, I'm set up here in the car, in the back seat, and I have just a blanket, seats laid down, and made a makeshift pillow for there. Put the cooler to the side. It's just long enough to fit. Been wanting to do this for a while in this car, just to see. It's a little bit cramped. If I took this cooler out, it'd make a big difference, but I just don't really want to put it out. Anyway, I'll catch up with you guys in a bit.
Sleeping in a car at a remote parking lot can be riskier than camping in a designated campsite. While the spot near the dam was convenient for exploring the area, it also meant that anyone passing by during the night could easily access the location.
I don't know if you guys can hear that, but so I'm sleeping in my car in a parking lot, and there's somebody walking around between our cars. He's walking around both mine and Dustin's. He tried to open my door, but luckily my car was locked.
One of the most unsettling parts of sleeping in a car is being stuck in a small space with limited awareness of what's happening outside. Noises are harder to identify or locate, and while the car provides some protection, the windows and doors can also make it feel confining.
Here we are in the parking lot here. We just got up. I went to the bathroom a little bit ago, but got up for good now. And there's a trail in the woods, so whatever was walking around the car, it looked like it was up on two legs like a human, but whatever it was come out of this trail and went down into the woods somewhere. I don't know. Definitely not going to be staying here again tonight, though, that's for sure.
Car camping removes the sense of safety that designated campsites usually provide, showing how exposed a person can be when choosing convenience over proper camping areas. It also highlights that the real danger outdoors doesn't always come from wildlife or bad weather, but from the unpredictability of other people passing through the area after dark. This video comes from the YouTube channel Haunted Finders. In August 2018, he visited the oldest part of Sherwood Forest, which is said to be heavily haunted. He went there alone with EVP recording equipment to try a few voice sessions and find out if the forest really lives up to its reputation as one of the most haunted forests in the world.
Guys, so today I've brought you for a short video as I'm here at the oldest part and one of the most haunted parts of Sherwood Forest, the original Sherwood Forest, because we're going to be coming back here and do a full investigation. So what I'm actually doing is, because I'm back out and about now, my back's better, I'm coming to sort of stake out some new locations, and this is one location that we are going to be coming back to do a nighttime investigation. So I've come here today to sort of do a few EVPs, see if I capture any voices, anything like that, because this place is supposed to be insanely haunted. It's supposed to be one of the most haunted forests in the world. So we're going to see what happens. I'm going to use this device, ask some questions, see if we get any voices. This, again, guys, is just going to be a little short video just to check out the location. As you can see, some of it around me here. It is so dense. And this area of Sherwood Forest literally goes on for miles and miles, guys, and it is pitch black when you come here at night. So this is going to be creepy, and I can't wait to come investigate it. I think we're actually going to come back this week one night and investigate it, so hopefully it'll be a good night. Right, so quick EVP session. Is there anybody here with me in this area of the woods? If there is, come forward and speak to me. I'm going to be coming back here at night. I've heard this place is extremely haunted. I'm hearing footsteps to the side of me over here, and there's definitely no one there. Is that you? Is that you that was walking?
Being alone in the old forest immediately creates a tense situation. Thick trees and dense bushes surround the area, and the only other people nearby were his partner and kids, playing somewhere far off in the distance.
I'm going to play this back. If you can hear slight voices like in the distance, it's my partner and kids, which are further down there, playing by that EVP.
I've heard this place is extremely haunted. I'm hearing footsteps to the side of me over here, and there's definitely no one there. Is that you? Is that you that was walking?
Right, guys, so because I'm in one of the most haunted areas, something was literally just thrown at me. Hello?
Sherwood Forest's eerie reputation keeps attracting ghost hunters who hope to capture proof that spirits exist. The mystery and unsettling atmosphere are what keep drawing them back again and again. This clip comes from the UFO subreddit, a community where people share and discuss unexplained activity in the sky. The footage was uploaded by a user named Soul Reaver and recorded around 3 a.m. on August 28, 2025 in Bathurst, New Brunswick, Canada. The video shows a bright light hovering over the bay while the person filming and a companion try to capture it, but the camera struggles to show the brightness the way it appeared to their eyes.
My videos, you should see the picture I got on here.
You can enlarge it right here, right?
Oh yeah.
Let's see what it is with the enlargement.
It just looks like a ball. Come see it on my phone. Oh, where to go?
Too bad I don't have my.
Yeah.
I got a strong pair of binoculars.
The object stays in one spot high above the tallest buildings, clearly suspended in the air.
That's giving off a lot of light.
Is it camera or video? Camera, and then.
I'm gonna zoom in again. The highway don't.
Some viewers suggested it could be a lighthouse or a drone, but the uploader said the position and brightness didn't match either explanation. The light's intensity is similar to what's often reported in UFO sightings. If it wasn't a known aircraft or structure, then what was quietly hovering over the bay? And how often do objects like this go unnoticed? This clip comes from the YouTube channel Uncanny Expeditions, which focuses on quiet urban exploration and the dark history of abandoned places. The creator usually explores these locations alone, relying on natural sound and historical context rather than dramatic paranormal claims. On December 30th, 2023, he visited a remote desert area near the Nevada-California border to explore the remains of Cathedral Canyon. The site was originally built in the 1960s by Roland Wiley as a peaceful place for reflection, featuring religious artwork and decorative structures. Over the decades, abandonment and vandalism left the place badly damaged. As winter daylight quickly faded, the desert grew quieter and darker while he continued documenting the site, including vandalized remains and a religious statue whose head had been destroyed by gunfire after the property was left uncared for following Roland Wiley's death.
Wiley's property is the gravesite of Kehoe, a Native American outlaw said to have been accused of 23 murders, although whether or not he was actually responsible is greatly disputed. A lot of people seem to think he was just blamed for a lot of murders that were happening in the area because he was kind of an outlaw or misanthrope.
A grave on the property is shown, said to belong to a Native American outlaw accused of 23 murders. Although the responsibility for those crimes is disputed, the story adds a darker historical element to the already unsettling location. As the exploration continues toward the canyon entrance, the surroundings grow quieter, and the feeling of isolation becomes stronger.
Have somebody set up some nativity scene figurines and a butterfly.
The canyon walls block most of the wind, creating an unusual stillness. The place feels calm and serene, but there is also a quiet sense of unease in the silence.
Still it is down here, being so isolated from the wind down here in this canyon like this. Definitely makes it kind of serene, but also slightly creepy at the same time.
As night fully takes over, the silence becomes even more intense. With no movement or sounds around, the isolation pushes him to start leaving the canyon. Nothing paranormal actually happens, but the visit is defined by the abandoned structures, vandalism, and the contrast between the place's original peaceful purpose and its current ruined state. In the end, the location feels unsettling not because of any event, but because of the history and decay left behind. Over a decade after his previous trip, a solo camper came back to a remote mountain area in the American Southwest, a place he had stayed away from since a night that never left his mind. That evening, he set up his campsite, turned on a lantern, cooked some food, and tried to unwind. However, the forest felt uneasy. A nearby couple mentioned that their dog had suddenly become frightened earlier, something they said was very unusual.
Out in the middle of nowhere, and actually camped here about a decade ago. A situation happened that kind of freaked me out. I'll explain it in a little bit. There is something
right here behind the camera.
A recent bear sighting in the area added to the tension as night approached. It also brought back memories from 10 years earlier, when, during a storm in the same place, he heard a chilling sound, a woman screaming. It didn't resemble wind or any animal, but someone shouting in fear.
Less than a mile from where I'm at right now. It started raining, so it was already kind of the end of the weekend. We just started packing up. And so we're packing things up in the truck, and it's raining on us pretty bad. Just down to the last couple items, getting ready to go, and I hear a scream, and I know it wasn't an elk. I know what an elk sounds like. I don't know. I grab my, I'm sorry, I'm not allowed to say that word. I don't know. I kind of looked for a while. So eventually we decided to just leave. I had nightmares about that for a while. It just bothered me so much to know that this woman needed help.
There was no way to tell where the sound was coming from, and nothing around to explain it. He ended up leaving that night, but the unanswered questions stayed with him for years, especially the fear that someone might have been in danger. While later walking along nearby trails, he discovered something unsettling.
Bars were supposed to be bent over to hold the lid on, but in comparison, you can see the fire. The thing's pretty big. It's probably the size of a coffin, which I sure hope that is not what that is. I don't know what it is, though. Please comment, or even has an idea what it could be. Please comment. Let me walk around it so you can see.
Near his campsite, he found a large metal container about the size of a coffin, partially buried in the ground.
You ready to go? All right. Well, you can see him peeking his head up back there.
Higher up the mountain, he came across a collapsed tunnel carved into the rock, marked by burn stains and signs that people had been there before. While standing inside the tall stone walls, a chilling realization set in. Any scream in that place would likely go unheard. The coffin-sized metal container he found earlier made the situation even more unsettling, especially given its strange location in such a remote area, with traces of past human presence. The clip comes from the YouTube channel Camping with Sasquatch, a US-based outdoor channel that focuses on solo and small group camping trips in remote forests. The channel often documents strange sounds, broken trees, and unusual formations that people link to Sasquatch legends. This footage was recorded on March 5th, 2025 in Sam Houston National Forest in East Texas. The narrator mentions that his friend Brandon was camping nearby, and they met up to talk about recent Sasquatch reports in the area. Later, they walked along a gated Forest Service road at night, where Brandon let out a loud howl to see if anything in the woods would respond. The forest stayed completely silent, with no wind or background noise, making the moment feel tense and uneasy.
Tree got pushed over. Right up this way, probably, I don't know how far. It wasn't really far, but it was
200 yards maybe.
Yeah, maybe 100.
Minutes after the howl, a living tree about 100 to 150 yards away is suddenly pushed over. Loud cracking and crashing sounds echo through the forest despite there being no wind or visible cause. Later, after returning to camp, another noise almost identical to the first is heard.
Have you ever heard that before?
The next day, in clear and sunny conditions, Brandon hears another sharp cracking sound, followed by barred owl calls. The noises come from different parts of the forest, suggesting the activity wasn't limited to the night.
It's kind of interesting that a broken tree, probably 8 feet up the hike, going through a lot of baby trees here, lots of arches. It's pretty cool. If you can see that through there, that's a bit odd. Let's see if we can have a closer look at that. Like an arch there. Huh. It's like a little dome again. Wow. Got it.
While examining the nearby area, several unusual tree formations can be seen, including arch shapes, dome-like structures, and small shelter-like arrangements made from bent or fallen trees. These formations stand out from the surrounding forest and create an unnatural appearance, suggesting places where something could remain hidden. The sudden tree fall, the unexplained sounds, and the daytime cracking highlight how unpredictable the forest can be. Combined with the strange tree formations, the events leave more questions than answers. On April 27, 2025, urban explorer Dave Explores was exploring the Nevada desert when he came across something far stranger than the usual abandoned mine or rusted vehicle. A ghoul bus that someone had turned into a home.
Bus, a Toyota Tercel, I believe, and a miner's cabin. Someone was clearly living in it. There's bullet holes. It's been shut up. We'll go in right now. But this bus is old. It's like 1950s or 60s. It's gonna be very sketchy. Oh, wow. That's cool. Still opens and closes. Check this out, guys. Yeah. Someone was living here. All the controls, and look at the size of the steering wheel. Be alert, look when backing up and turning. I always wanted to push one of these. I never had the opportunity. Imagine we get stuck in here. Oh, that's cool. I don't know how to drive a bus, but it's interesting. The table, look at all this stuff left. Got a knife, tons of cooking pots, even a canteen. This doesn't look that old. 2015 fall catalog, Carson Tahoe Health, chronic. Oh. I think this, and his bus just got left. It says his name on here and that he was having health problems. So he was having chronic health problems, and that's for a hospital. That's papers saying what he was going through. But look at this. The guy lived out here.
From the outside, the bus looked worn, but still intact, parked beside a small miner's cabin and a Toyota station wagon. The windows were marked with bullet holes. Inside, the scene was strangely preserved. Clothes were neatly hung, cooking pots were set out, and stacks of personal papers were left behind, including hospital records that revealed the owner's name and serious health problems. A 2019 calendar showed that the place had been lived in as recently as 6 years ago.
Okay. Wow. This is insane, you guys. I can't believe what we stumbled upon. I'd love to know the story, and we're kind of uncovering it right now. Because, I mean, we have a paper that says the guy's name and his health problems. He was going through a lot of health problems. And this is his checkbook. So he would use checks. Upside down angel. An air hose on the ground. He left all his shoes, all his clothing. His stuff has just been forgotten about in this bus. Then there's an emergency exit. Let's see. 2018, December 2019. That's pretty recent, you know, it's 2025. He lived here just a little while ago, just 6 years ago. This is a whole story that I'd love to uncover if anyone has any information. I don't know if I want to reveal his name or not, but his whole place has just been forgotten about. He had his Toyota. I'm sure that was his daily driver, and then the trailer, and he probably just mined the hills up here and just lived. Why would they tie a rope to the steering wheel? What's putting me off is this doesn't even smell abandoned. It's just like it's somebody vanished and their vehicle has been left. Nothing has gotten to it yet. Rats haven't chewed through. This is amazing. I don't know, you guys. I really don't know about this. The flash floods over the years are just creating this gully, and any day now, it's just going to get washed out.
He must have had a dog. This is all dog fur on the back. Got the parking brake. 4-wheel drive. Okay. Nice. Reverse. It has the same setup as Suzuki. The key is still in. It's not going to crank over since it's... Found this note that was left on the seat, and it reads, "Just so you know." Let's see what the rest is. You could pause, read, but basically at the end, these Toyotas seemingly run forever with care, and that a teenager owned it, treated it very rough, with a whoopty 4-wheeler right after his mom paid for it, as it wasn't his money. So it's basically just saying, you know, it was a teenager's car. He didn't take care of it because he didn't pay for it. You know, we found a note. We found health issues from the hospital. And, you know, just in that Toyota, this guy just vanished. Got the huge water tank above. And we're going to go check out that cabin real quick and then head up the mountain. There's stuff left behind in this too. The bed, the freaking chair. And then going to the next room. Look at that, 2 suitcases. Just look out the window. All right, this is the same guy. So he lived in this cabin too. You could see that's all dog food. So he insulated the walls with dog food bags, old Roy dog food. And we found that fur on the Toyota, which means clearly he was living in this house too. Going into the bathroom, bathtub's all that's left behind. The wallpaper's all peeling. I'm thinking he may have moved. He didn't build this cabin or anything because it was maybe abandoned when he moved here. That's why all of this is boarded up and he put the dog food over it. So this was abandoned. He started living up here. Maybe he worked the mines. Maybe he just didn't. Some people do that. They go out into the BOM land and live because no one's ever going to catch you or no one's ever going to know you lived in that area. It's just too desolate. But crazy place.
This had been the home of a man named William James, who had been reported missing years earlier. All of his belongings were still there, tools, vehicles, and personal items, but there had been no trace of him since. No confirmed sightings and no explanation for what happened. Out of respect, Dave chose not to reveal the exact location or full details. The scene felt haunting, like a life left behind in the desert and slowly being taken back by the elements.
I bet you if you read all of this papers and stuff scattered, you would find even more clues to what happened. Shelving up there, a pantry. It's an old flashlight. Well, you guys, I went to scout out these mountains and unfortunately, it's all gone. The cabins are gone. The mines are caved in, which means there's no clues. I scoured and didn't find anything.
No matter how many places are explored, some stories stay with you, not because of what was seen, but because of what will never be known. On July 16th, 2015, YouTuber Chris uploaded what was meant to be a normal thru-hiking vlog from the Appalachian Trail. Instead, the video ended up showing a frightening encounter that happened around midnight.
Attacked by a bear out here. Oh my god, dude, it's got a claw mark in it. Holy. Are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh my god, dude.
Good morning.
Oh my god, dude. Oh my god.
Oh man, it's up here too.
Yeah, so this is the Liberty Springs tent site. And I don't know, around 3 a.m. bear came through and was rattling the privy, and evidently it was the caretaker's cooking area. Went away and came back again, and caretaker scared it away from his area. And then a few minutes later, I heard it up on the platform, and it was like seconds. It just like pounced on Metro's tent. And so we all started screaming bear, and then the whole campsite woke up, and it was running around for a while. We chased it away with some big rocks, and now everybody's awake. So there's no food in the tent, no wrappers in the tent, there's no nothing.
Around 3 a.m., a bear entered the Liberty Springs tent site and walked right through the camp. It was first seen near the privy, digging through the caretaker's cooking supplies. After being scared off once, it returned a few minutes later. The bear climbed onto a wooden tent platform and suddenly dropped onto a tent where a hiker named Metro was sleeping, ripping the fabric with its claws. The camp erupted as hikers yelled, threw rocks, and flashed lights until the bear finally left. Metro escaped with only minor injuries. Even though there was no food in the tent and proper bear precautions had been followed, the bear had earlier dragged a bear-proof storage box and tried to break into it before giving up.
Turned upside down. It's been righted, but evidently the bear dragged it away and could not get in, but
by morning, everyone was on edge but relieved. No one had been badly injured, but the incident showed how fast a situation in the backcountry can turn dangerous.
that great yellow orb is. So we've got the view here of Liberty and Flume are behind me. Liberty is the one, this pointy one, and Flume is the roundy one back behind me to the south. We're working our way up. Little Haystack is this viewpoint here. And here, oh, there's Chicken Louise. Chicken Louise, the super slug, making it up. There she is. Get the welcome to the Alpine Zone. Awesome. Oh, look, you can see there. Right in the center. Zoom in a little more.
Chris continued his hike toward Franconia Ridge later that day, but the memory of the attack stayed with him. The realization that someone could have been killed in their sleep in the quiet woods lingered with the group as they moved on along the trail. This video comes from Nick C., a solo wilderness adventure creator who focuses on winter camping, bushcraft, and survival-style trips in remote mountain areas. The footage was recorded on January 15th, 2026, in a remote winter mountain wilderness.
Petrified, because what is that? I kept hearing it though, did some research. Turns out it's from the, I forget what it's called, frost booms, or I don't know. It's from like thawing and freezing of water within the trees. And then there's other stuff like birds. Some birds make the creepiest sounds in the world. Foxes make scary noise. There's all these things that make the creepiest noises, especially when you're new. When I was new, the amount of times I left a campsite because I heard something terrifying or what I thought was terrifying, I can't even count. But yeah, in the past year or so, especially making these videos, I've gotten so much better with that. To be honest, there's really not a lot for sounds that'll bother me. I've heard mountain lions, I've heard all sorts of weird stuff, and what I tend to do actually is, as it's getting dark, I'll just sit there and listen to the forest. Because, you know, hearing those sounds in the day, when you hear those, when you're not scared, it gets night and you hear the same thing. Some of them otherwise might have scared you. You're like, oh, that's normal, right? So yeah, I've gotten a lot better with it. But what I just heard, I don't know, guys. Holy, did it scare me. So actually what happened is not the last clip where I was showing my gear, but after the one before that, after I'd shown you guys with a spot, I heard this sound, and I'm not even kidding. It was like, or
Nick prepares a basic winter camp and lays out a few essential tools, including a knife, lighter, cotton ball, fire starter, folding saw, and headlamp. After collecting firewood, he sits and listens to the usual forest sounds like trees cracking, birds, and foxes. As night falls, a sudden, unfamiliar noise comes from the nearby trees. The sound is close and unsettling, so Nick briefly heads back to his car to think about what to do next.
Literally just in the trees, not even that far from me, and I'm like, I am done. I grabbed my stuff and I literally sprinted to the car. Like, the hair, when people say the hair on the back of your neck stands up.
Back near the campsite, the same strange sound comes from the tree line again. It is loud and doesn't match any normal wildlife noise he recognizes, which raises concern despite his experience in remote areas.
I am out of here. What the heck is that? Yeah.
After waiting in the car, the noise happens again, this time sounding even closer. Nick feels a strong sense of fear and decides the risk is too high. He abandons the campsite, grabs his gear, and runs back to his vehicle. Later, he listens to the audio recorded on his microphone. The sound is clear, but hard to identify. He suggests it might be a wild horse, but isn't certain, leaving the cause unknown. In October 2023, as storm clouds rolled over King Lake National Park in Australia, a solo camper arrived after work, planning a quiet night outdoors. The drive-in was peaceful, and the plan was simple: set up the rooftop tent, cook dinner, and sleep under the trees. But after choosing Campsite 9, which had a fire pit and picnic table, she quickly felt that something wasn't right.
It's a bit overcast. There is going to be a storm coming. Heading to King Lake for one night. I tried to get a booking for tomorrow night, but they were all booked out. I am campsite 9, so I can put that up there for whoever wants to check that.
Even though the park was supposedly fully booked, all the nearby campsites were empty. There were no cars, no voices, and no signs of anyone around.
Then to always keep your keys on you and press the alarm button for your car in case something happens, just to deter people. I'm freaking myself out.
She quickly set up camp as rain started falling, trying to ignore the growing feeling of unease. When night came, the silence felt overwhelming. There was no wind, no insects, and no distant traffic, just a strange, heavy stillness that made the place feel wrong. Checking the booking site again showed that 10 campsites were still reserved, yet no one arrived. Sitting alone in the dark, the tension kept building. Eventually, the fear became too much, and she packed up her gear and drove away into the storm, leaving the empty campground behind. The video is from Appas, an outdoor exploration channel that captures real-time journeys through dense forests, often in winter conditions. This footage was taken on January 12, 2026, in a forested area in Europe. The explorer ventures deeper into a snow-covered forest, following tracks while carefully scanning the trees. The deep snow muffles sound and makes navigation tricky, and small movements in the forest cause cautious reactions. Pausing frequently to listen and observe, the explorer considers the possibility of large wildlife nearby and remains mindful of 2 risks: unexpected animal encounters and getting disoriented in the dense winter landscape.
Please, wear a beer. Would sleep in winter. I'm not checking that out. Let's get out of here. And Leah, Dad. Let's go. Get in trouble. Oh my God. sleeping in here. Oh no, let's not go deeper. This is definitely a den. Let's get out.
While walking, the explorer spots what looks like a possible hibernation den in the forest floor. Judging by its size and shape, they think a bear might be inside. Aware of the danger, they choose not to approach, instead documenting the spot from a safe distance before moving on.
Those are mine. Because the forest can really play with your mind. Okay. Are these footprints mine? Please, pretty please let me know. I don't want to get lost. They look fresh. But they are not mine. You know why? Two nails right here. Like, I don't know, a hoof or something. Maybe a boar. I don't wanna be here. I don't wanna get lost. But we need a video. Gosh darn it. We need it. I'm deep in the forest. Let's follow the boar tracks. If these are boar. Pretty fresh. I don't like that. Look at this. It's probably a boar. It is a boar. It is a boar.
With several dens and fresh tracks nearby, the explorer decides to start retreating. Moving through the deep snow demands slow, careful steps. They emphasize staying calm, avoiding sudden movements, and sticking to known paths to avoid getting lost, as the dense trees and uneven terrain make the return through the forest tense.
Somebody's den. With fresh footprints or with very large size. Like a bear. Like a bear that was seen in summer last time over here. A brown bear that nobody can hunt because they're freaking protected. They like to us, but we still count them as friends. We can hunt our own animals. We don't need any more carnivores. I'm not a hunter, but if I would, that would be my mindset. Forest needs to be a place that people can go to without being. We're almost out of here. Let's continue.
Before leaving, the explorer notices some dens are unusually large and recalls that brown bears were reported in the area the previous year, suggesting large predators may still inhabit the forest. Quietly exiting becomes the priority. The winter expedition underscores the risks of exploring wildlife habitats in colder months, reminding viewers that even in seemingly quiet snowy forests, animals are active, and respecting their space is essential for safety and responsible observation. The video comes from Grassman58, a Washington-based channel focused on Bigfoot and Sasquatch research. Their investigations include real-time field exploration, footprint analysis, thermal imaging, and audio recording, often checked against witness reports. On July 4th, 2025, in Gypsy Meadows, Washington, the team sets up camp as darkness falls. Twigs snap and leaves rustle in the forest, causing them to repeatedly pause, with every small sound drawing their attention.
Light out, and I was awake, and I was laying there, and he was snoring, and all of a sudden I just felt this little whoop and out, and I immediately turned more this way and just started saying, David, 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 David. Trying to get him awake, got him awake, and I'm like, something just basically stuck, whatever, I don't know what it was, on my thigh, pushed in and pushed back, came back out, and something's out there. I don't know what it is, but something's out there. I didn't know if maybe it was Curtis or somebody. Just, hey, are you guys in there? I don't know. but that was very strange, and he popped out maybe 60 seconds, about 60 seconds probably after, because it took me a couple of Davids to actually get him awake enough to get out and start looking around, but he didn't see anything. And so I laid there, and it was getting lighter and lighter, and
The group talks about their tracking plan, especially how they'll document any footprints if something comes by overnight. Suddenly, sharp knocking sounds echo off vehicles and nearby objects, setting off an alarm. At the same time, Candy feels a brief touch on her thigh, even though no one is near her. The team scans the tree line and the surrounding area, but sees nothing.
A hoot go off just 30 yards up this hill behind the camp right here. And so we jumped out and grabbed our gear. I said, let's go. We're following this thing. Grabbed the camera, grabbed our gear, headed up the thing. There was some imprints on the side of the hill that we found there that were old, but we headed up that direction with my camera. And as we're going up the hill, there's a weather station type collection thing up at the top of this hill here. And we were to the right of it, and all of a sudden we hear 3 distinct whoops. These are not hoot. They were like whoop, whoop, whoop off to where towards the X direction and across the road. And I turned to Curtis and I said, look it, we are not getting distracted. And right in the marsh, there's a flat area I'm showing the picture, and we see 2 footprints. One really good one, you can see the toes, and then a second one further out. We measured it to be 16.5 inches long, and then the next stride was 48, 52 inches between the strides. We went back, we marked things on a stick, and went back and measured it with our measuring thing. But we turn around and look.
Later, the team finds large footprints in marshy ground, about 12 to 16 inches long, with strides up to 52 inches. Comparing them to human and animal tracks, they note differences in depth, toe spread, and stride pattern. The prints suggest purposeful movement rather than random wandering.
It's recording. I hand it over to him. He does get it recording and goes for 2 minutes and 20 seconds or so. And then the camera unexpectedly shut off. We don't know if it was because the batteries in the camera. We don't know if the camera had like an auto shutdown feature, which David Ellis had suggested before. I don't know what the reason was, but it stopped at 2 minutes and 20 seconds. It seemed to be pretty stationary.
Later in the night, the team records whoops, whistles, and other unusual sounds that don't match typical coyote or owl calls. The audio is clear enough for later analysis, suggesting something stayed in the area after the initial activity. The investigation yields potential evidence, including large footprints, disturbed vegetation, thermal readings, and unexplained vocalizations. While no visual confirmation is made, the combination of impressions, environmental changes, and audio points to sustained activity in Gypsy Meadows. The team reviews everything carefully and plans further exploration to see if the pattern continues. The video comes from Stay Haunted, a UK-based paranormal channel that explores reportedly haunted forests and rural locations across Scotland at night. On September 12, 2024, the investigators enter Balboy Forest in Scotland after dark, trying to find a spot locals describe as an altar deep in the woods. The terrain quickly becomes difficult with swampy ground, thick moss, and fallen trees slowing them down. As they move through the forest, they begin hearing strange sounds, including hissing, distant shouting, and movement somewhere in the trees.
Disagree.
You're a kid?
No, the noises are so weird. I don't know anything. I can hear voices.
Yeah, I told you. I thought I heard a kid. It's weird how I heard music down there.
Yeah, you heard music?
Yeah.
I would love to find this building and them flipping druids.
Yeah.
But I don't know what's going on. We managed to come up to a dam. And after climbing over and under trees and everything. Like,
Yes,
tell
you
us your
can.
name, please? What noise pollution now from play cars?
Yeah.
It's a bad idea.
What's a bad idea?
Empowerment.
Empowerment.
He thrives on fear.
Who thrives on fear?
Temptation.
Temptation. Bit of a random one, isn't it?
Just pitch black, guys.
Yeah, like literally it's madness, like. Oh.
There's many others.
Can you give me your name? Can you tell me the name of this forest?
Black.
Black. That's mad.
I took my last breath here.
No.
No way, here we go.
So there's a lot of people.
They believe they hear faint voices that seem separate from the nearby road noise, though they can't confirm where the sounds are coming from. The responses make the investigators more cautious, but they continue the session to see if the sounds happen again.
Catch stuff, but that didn't. That
Yeah, but there's a difference. There's different catching stuff in an environment, you know, where you're okay.
I turned the spirit talker off and just came back on.
No way.
It said Walter.
Walter again?
It's off. It's
What
off.
What is going on?
Guys, it's off and it's still talking. Alter.
Alter, no way.
Alter. It just said alter. I thought it said Walt. So wait, hold on. I turned this off. Right, hold on, guys. I turned
I'm
the
freaked
spirit
out, like.
talker off, and then it's turned itself back on, and the first thing it says is alter, and that's what we're.
The unexpected timing makes the group uneasy, so they start checking their equipment to see if anything is malfunctioning. They don't find any clear cause, which only adds to the tension.
It's crazy.
And there's lorries going past, and I'm scared the crap out of us. Rose. Hi, Rose.
Hi, Rose.
Is there anyone here who'd like to speak to us? There's a few devices. There's a shapeshifter.
And you just seen the shadow figure too as well up there.
Shadow bite.
What the hell was that?
My lungs.
It said collapse, or lungs earlier, remember?
What?
Yep, I'm standing up. I ain't sitting down there.
Man attacks people. Mate, where's my torch? You got my torch?
I have the big torch. Your big torch?
Will you put my big torch on it or my hero?
Oh, I'm hearing all sorts of crazy stuff in here, like.
Emergency.
Emergency? I had the emergency the last time we were here, do you remember?
You came here and then you had to do a runner because
Yeah.
you had a family emergency.
Can you make a noise for us?
One of the investigators says they see movement between the trees. At the same time, a music box on the ground suddenly starts playing even though no one is near it. It runs for a few seconds before stopping on its own. The team reacts carefully, unsure if the activation was caused by the environment or something moving nearby that they couldn't see.
Like, what the Mate, what? That's worrying me. Like, why would we walk straight past this? How,
No, the fact that they're hanging them on a tree
Mate.
is something is wrong.
What was going on?
I don't know.
The meant the place was on fire.
Yep.
But here, where did they come from?
I don't know.
Mate,
I don't know.
We have to check back our cameras.
Yep.
Because I'm 100% sure they weren't there.
I know. I definitely didn't see them. Like.
And why is it kid? So, someone's came in past our car. Mate,
I don't know.
we watched. Look, you can't miss them.
I know. You would have seen them.
I seen them from down there.
Hatred.
Music box going. And as you can see, it's pointed out into the forest. It's not pointed near us.
Guys, I've got two cameras on. Sorry, I'm
Yeah.
a bit all over the show here because I'm a bit shocked.
I don't know.
What do you do in this situation?
I don't know what you do in this situation. Something doesn't seem right. It seems off, man.
Right, I'm getting my equipment because I don't really want to be here because I don't feel safe. There's something sketchy here. Right, guys, I think we're just going to grab our stuff and go because I'm pretty sure them two kids.
Dude.
What?
Do you know what? Hold on. Do you know what's freaking me out, man? Do you know what's freaking me out?
What?
What did I say?
They hear faint sounds that resemble distant voices while checking the area, but nothing appears on camera. With the ground becoming harder to move through and the atmosphere feeling more uncomfortable, they decide to head back to their vehicle. They leave the forest without finding the altar, but the strange sounds and device activity leave them feeling unsettled. The video comes from Sasquatch and Paranormal in Wineberry Holler, a US-based channel covering alleged cryptid encounters and unexplained activity on a rural mountain property. It was filmed on February 15th, 2026, in a mountainous area of the United States.
As soon as I ended that live, I hear something up in there. It's okay, girl. It's okay, girl. It's okay, girl. As soon as I Hey, bear. It's a deer. Is there another deer up here? Yeah. There's two. I'm sliding everywhere. I dig my heels into this icy stuff. Okay, so I was sitting on the porch and I hear this weird grumbly, like, come from that mountaintop. And I know that up there is nothing for mountains for miles around. So I went on live and did a live from it, hoping that I would catch them.
Right after ending her porch live stream, the investigator hears a deep, low grumble from the mountainside behind her home, which stretches for miles with minimal human presence. Since nothing happened during the stream, she starts recording again and cautiously heads toward the hillside with a flashlight. A few deer move across the slope, and aside from the crunch of ice underfoot and occasional rustling in the trees, it's quiet. The scene feels calm, yet tense as she keeps an eye on the tree line.
Right there, see it? There's some eye shine. Look how big those eye shines are. Look how far off the ground they are. Oh, they went behind a tree. Hello? Y'all see that? It's not showing up on here.
While adjusting the camera, she notices the presence moving back, staying just out of sight. Although visible to her eyes, it doesn't show clearly on the camera. She speculates it might be avoiding detection and grows more cautious, nervously joking that she isn't about to get eaten.
Whatever that was, something threw something. I don't know if y'all heard it, but something was throwing right after I heard that weird noise. I'm leaving. But I got something thrown at me. It's pretty strange. My battery's about to die. But at least, hey girl, you ain't about to go in them woods, are you? Okay, at least we got something. Got to see something. Just want to protect my kids and make sure they're okay. Man, that eye shine was incredibly huge. It was off the ground. Pretty big, pretty high off the ground. It was weird to me. And the deer, that one deer, would not go near it. She's acting funny. The one deer.
Shortly after, another strange noise happens, and she reacts quickly, saying something was thrown toward her. At that point, she decides it's safest to leave the area immediately.
And the deer, that one deer, would not go near it. She's acting funny. The one deer would not go near it. There was one standing up here and one below it. And whatever that was in the middle, and it threw something. That was weird. That was weird. I knew something was up there. I knew something was in there, I mean. But you guys, I love yous. What's that? Oh, I love yous. I'm gonna fall. Y'all have a blessed night. And give your loved ones a big hug and a kiss. And remember to be kind to one another and just bring happiness and joy into each other's lives. Good night.
With her camera battery low and the icy hillside tricky to navigate, she heads back toward her home. On the way, she explains that her main concern is keeping her family safe, given the unexplained activity nearby. Although nothing definitive was seen, the unusual sounds, eyes reflecting at strange heights, and the thrown object make the experience unsettling and unresolved. The video is from Got Out Channel, a US-based nomadic van life creator who travels full-time with 2 dogs, focusing on rural camping and off-grid living. On March 5th, 2023, in a quiet farmland area in Idaho, he stops along a rural road after leaving noisy rest areas that unsettled his dog. The setting seems peaceful at first, with open fields, a distant cabin, and deer grazing nearby. However, passing vehicles start slowing down, some watching the deer, making it clear that it's hunting season.
And actually, I mean, it's pretty big. Like, I probably should get out of here. I think it's supposed to rain tonight, so we'll probably be okay. I'm going to stay here one more night, but I'm aimed down this road. I can take off in pretty quickly. I can just go right out this road right here. So I feel pretty safe. And there's people still camped up, like I said, about 1.5 miles up this way. But what else?
While parked by the roadside, he notices several vehicles passing by, some seemingly checking out the field. The isolation that once felt peaceful now starts to feel exposed.
Came and pulled up right here. You can see their tire tracks. They pulled up right into our campsite. The guy got out with his rifle, and I just haven't had anybody pull in my campsite before, so I got a little scared because I didn't realize that, oh, there's deer out here in this field. I don't know if you can see them. There's 3 deer out there. They've been out there pretty much all day.
The nearby presence of a firearm instantly changes the mood from relaxed to tense. The hunter raises his rifle and looks through the scope at the deer, while the vlogger watches from inside the van, worried about how close the potential shot could be and whether it would be safe with traffic occasionally passing by.
The way he pulled off was right here, and so he would have had to cross the road, which that's illegal. I know that. You're not supposed to cross a road. There's Dodger's getting into some stuff. There's some guts over here from deer, a couple deers. The hunters left the stomach linings out. It's pretty disgusting. The dogs keep wanting to go over there.
The hunter stays near the road with the rifle, making the creator uneasy about how close someone armed is to his overnight spot and how his dogs might react to a sudden shot. After a short while, the hunter decides the deer are too far and leaves. The next morning, deer remains are found nearby, showing hunting had occurred close to where he slept. Although no gunfire happened at the campsite, the experience highlights the unpredictability of roadside van life during hunting season. Peaceful isolation doesn't always mean safety. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you can stay updated with our latest videos.